Good morning, Immortals. We're here with another community cast for everybody. And this time, it's going to be a little bit of a different matchup with some people we haven't seen before, which I think is good. I want to try and get as many people in these casts as possible. And again, if you ever have a good game that you think was pretty close, because I don't want to cast any blowouts or stomps for one side or the other. But yeah, if anybody has any games that were close, just send me a message on the forums or in game with the replay ID, and I'll check it out and hopefully cast it for you. Anyway, let's get to this game. We have Sleepy Face's Nat Help on Balak, Vjolt on Karapyss, omnifury on Undine, Kaltovei on Shard, and Eric Manis on Tatiana against blitzenx on Kyrie, Backet on Ustat, Foreeryoung on Trovoc, imalsoafkdog on Kaos, and Fu2 on Undine. We have the top side being the green team over here, and the bottom side being the red team over here. Looks like both sides are going to be doing just the standard jungle here. No buff. Nobody's going for a buff. Judging by the way things are set up, it looks like we might have Balak and Tatiana top lane, and then any one of these three could possibly go mid, but it'll most likely be Undine. For the red team, it looks like we'll have Kyrie and Trovoc on the bot lane, and then any one of these three could go solo mid, but probably, again, it'll be Undine, so we might have a nice Undine fight in the middle. We shall see. But for the time being, it looks like we're just going to be doing the regular jungler. Ustat may have gone AFK here a little bit. It would be nice to see him actually join the fight. And it looks like we won't actually have Undine in the middle. We'll have Karapyss, so it'll be Karapyss against Undine. Vjolt against Fu2. That should be a pretty interesting fight. Fu2 is one of the best farmers in the game, but has been known to be a little bit absent from team fights, so we'll see how he performs this game. We have on the bot lane, we'll have a Shard and an Undine here against Kyrie and Trovoc. Kyrie and Trovoc, whoa! I was going to say they should be pretty tanky, but Trovoc just took a whole bunch of damage, and it looks like he might be about to take a bunch more. Oh, he does just enough damage to that Shard to make her shield explode and not take the brunt of it. If she had waited just a little bit longer and opened up with her shield, I think she may have gotten first blood right there. But it is not to happen yet. Oh, now we have the early totem from red team. It's going to be very useful for them because green team obviously enjoyed ganking from that bush, so we'll see how that goes from there. On top, we're going to have the two carries, Kaos and Ustat, against Balak and Tatiana. Tatiana very well could be going for a support role. She did, in fact, start with a gold scroll and went with tier 3 blue artifacts, so I would not be at all surprised to see her run a support, to run a support role there, and she's quite good, especially with her cleanse and her stun. She can definitely do a very good job for her carries. Kyrie taking a little bit of damage there, not gonna die though. Now Ustat's taking a little bit of damage on top. Oh, and there's the Tatiana sig, and I think the Balak sig went down as well. It did not actually. I'm not sure what that was. But Kaos did die. Balak was able to kill Kaos. However, the tower did kill Balak, so not completely negative for the green team there. But and in fact, it's 2 kills for 1 kill and a sig. So in fact, it may have actually gone about net zero for them. Green team does have a slight gold advantage, about 400 gold. That's not a big deal. 3.5 minutes in, they gotta be careful. So far, green team must be farming better, but it's not a big deal yet. Looks like Shard got caught out a little bit there. However, there's not a whole lot of damage on Trovoc, and Kyrie's snare is very, very good, but it's not quite good enough to keep them around long enough to take somebody down from full health to kill. We just have a little bit of back and forth between Karapyss and Undine here. Undine has 25 creep kills compared to Karapyss's 22, so Undine's doing a little bit better, 23 now to 27. Undine's doing a little bit better there, but it's not a big difference. The other Undine just took 3 Kyrie shurikens to the face. That hurt a little bit. We do have the Balak farming pretty well with 28 creep kills, and he's got the kill, so he does have a little bit of a gold advantage against the other carries. I'm also AFKdog, has taken the broken club, so he will be doing some early damage. Ustat getting stunned a little bit there, however, that gives Kaos the chance to hit both Balak and Tatiana with his big bullets, doing a little bit of damage. Tatiana's going to be waiting in the bush right now. healing up with her potions a little bit. Meanwhile, we have another fight going on. Oh, there's a Trovoc Sig that takes out the Undine. It's always fun to see Trovoc. It's fun as a Trovoc player to see the Trovoc Sig come down. When you're going up against Trovoc, it's not so much fun though. So we do have another kill going down for the red team. Who else died for the green team? Oh, I guess Ustat died. Oh, shoot, wow. I guess Ustat died while we were watching that other fight down bot. So Balak is just going to be getting even a little bit more fed. He is leading everybody now with 36 creep kills, and he's got the 2 kills and the assist to back it up. So he's doing pretty well so far. It looks like we have Karapyss coming bot for a little gank, however, without any vision. Oh no, they do. I lied. They do have vision. Red team saw the Karapyss coming. They're going to back up a little bit. They're going to be completely safe. So it's just going to be a failed gank for him. He's just going to losing some creeps in mid. Balak and Tatiana are taking the opportunity to take a little bit of jungle creeps, and they're not going to miss any experience. So they did that properly. Karapyss coming back. He did not go back to mid. He's coming back for another gank. He puts the silence and the snare on Kyrie. Pops up. Oh no, that's the shard pop up, but then that gives Karapyss enough time to do his pop up. However, they're just not doing enough damage. They are none of these are attack damage based immortals, so they're just not able to do enough damage quickly enough to take down either Kyrie or Trovoc, Trovoc especially is relatively tanky. Kyrie not as much, but you know, not terrible. So now we do finally have Karapyss going back mid, but that's after he's missed a whole bunch of creeps. However, he's just going to use his ultimate and pick up a lot of those back. Undine's going to put a little bit of damage on him though. Not very much though. Oh, there's the Ustat Sig going down. He's used it to save himself. He's also going to try and do a little bit of damage. There's the Balak Sig, and he's going to get a double kill. You see the Undine Sig coming back on the back of it, but it was put in not a great position. And oh, there's the Trovoc Sig for the double kill. So we see 4 Sigs used. Well, 3 Sigs and one third of a Sig, but we see 3 Sigs used and 4 kills go down. It's a very good Trovoc Sig, very good on the double kill, and it's actually going to put a bit of a dent in the Balak's farm, which is exactly what the red team needs, because he was getting relatively farmed there. He's up to 49 creep kills, which is tied with Undine now, but he's got the 4 kills and the assist to back it up. So having him miss this farm right now is definitely a good thing. You never want a carry to just go unchecked like that. We have Undine using her ultimate to oh, didn't kill him yet. Using her ultimate to take down the buff there. Not quite sure how wise that is. It does give her team a bit of gold, and now they have now the gap is only 200, and Undine may cut into that quite a bit here, just picking up some creeps. Balak is going to be working on the Ustat here. He's much more fed than the other Ustat, and he's going to use his ultimate to clean up the kill. Very good job by Balak. Ustat needed to back out earlier. He could not engage. He's not as fed as the Balak, and he was a lower level than Balak. He just wasn't ready to take him on. It looks like we have Karapyss doing some jungling, trying to catch up to the Undine a little bit in creep kills. I can speak creep kills. He's a little bit. He is 12 kills behind now, but you know, not the biggest deal. He doesn't have any assists or anything to go with it, and or kills, nor does the Undine. So they're relatively equal on the gold so far, and neither of them had a gold scroll. Anyway, oh man. It looks like the Tatiana Balak combo was able to take out the Chaos on top while we were waiting for a fight to happen on bot. Of course, nothing did happen, so we missed a little bit of action there. Now Tatiana finds herself getting hit by the tower there. I'm not sure why she walks so far deep. However, Balak has just done so much damage to the Ustat, and he just, you know, he got in there to do a little bit of damage to Tatiana, but it definitely was not able to make it count ultimately. Undine doing a little bit more farming in the middle lane. See how that works out for her. Now the green team's going to be able to push this tower relatively unopposed, and they're going to be able to tower dive without any problem because they both have decent range, and they take down that Ustat very, very quickly. Now we have Trovoc coming top, and this is something that maybe should have happened much earlier, because he's going to be a little bit tankier. He's already got 33 armor. You can see he is buying the sturdy ringmail, the barracks. Oh, I can't think of the name right now. We'll check it out in a minute. Oh no, I can't check it out. But he's got the barracks chainmail or whatever it's called that gives 20 armor. He's already got upgraded once for 12 armor, so he's gonna be pretty resilient. The Balak only has 4 pens, so he's going to be pretty resilient to that Balak. He probably should have gone top lane a lot sooner. The Chaos, the Ustat is already 0-5. The Chaos is 1-3. It's not. You want to switch before things get quite that bad. And now Ustat is even going to be underleveled and underfarmed in comparison to the people on bot lane, and he's going to go down pretty quick to them as well if he doesn't play carefully. He really needs just to. There's a nice wave. Oh wow! And there's the Undine ult that just melts him from. He had almost half health there. It just did so much damage. Yeah, that him being underleveled is really bad, and they needed to make that swap sooner. We'll see if it negatively affects them by the end of the game. Green team, despite being up 5 kills, is only up about 1,700 gold, so it's not a bad situation. They are about to get this buff though, if nobody from the red team comes to stop this Karapyss, so that's going to give them a nice little gold boost as well. And obviously any kills would give that, but I don't think. Oh, the Kyrie got caught a little bit, but Kyrie's pretty resilient. She got 1,100 health, and she's able to stand up to the damage from the Shard and the Undine relatively well. She has not died yet, so that's obviously standing up relatively well. The Karapyss was able to finish that speed buff, so he did get that nice little gold boost for his team. We'll take another quick look at the creep farm. Balak is almost leading the way. He's 5 kills behind the Undine. However, he's got the 7 kills and 1 assist, so he has significantly more gold when you compare how much gold they farmed so far. And the carries for the red team are far, far less farmed than the Balak. So they are... Yeah, and here we go again with Balak about to get another kill. Trovoc, he can absorb the damage from the Balak, and his ultimate can help his allies out a little bit, but he's ultimately not able to save anybody. We did have Undine dying on the bot to the Ustat there, while Trovoc was just fending off the Balak Tatiana combo. They really need to get this Balak in check. They need to kill him a couple times and stop his farm, because if he gets out of control, it's really going to be bad for the red team. Shard doing a little bit of damage to the Ustat there, but Kyrie coming in and doing quite a bit of damage with her W. Looks like Karapyss is coming in for the gank. He doesn't have a whole lot of mana. If he had more mana, I'd say he'd easily be able to get a double kill here. Oh, but the Shard comes in with her ultimate, and it didn't actually do that much damage, but it is getting him down a little bit. Karapyss is all out of mana. Kyrie's all out of mana. Shard's all out of mana. Ustat's the only one with mana, and he's not going to be able to really kill anybody with such a severe level disadvantage. But Shard walks into the tower, and Ustat takes the advantage and gets the kill. Oh, there comes Undine with their ultimate and gets the double kill, just barely saving that Karapyss. But that was a really very, very nice ultimate from Undine, and a very big deal. Because Ustat had been in such a big hole, getting that double kill there would have been great. He does still have 2 kills and 2 assists, so he is getting back into it a little bit, but he's got quite a bit to go, especially to catch up to the Balak. There is the Chaos, but Chaos is 1-4. He still has a ways to go to catch up to the Balak. Looks like the green team's about to take the regen buff here. They'll probably try and give it to the Tatiana, maybe to the Balak. Balak is a bit of a mana hog. His skills just cost so much mana, but they do end up giving it to the Tatiana. His skills cost so much mana, and I find playing as Balak, he just loses so quickly. He have a little bit of a gank with the Karapyss coming down on the Ustat. He did pop up. The immobilize from the Undine doesn't hit, though. It looks like Ustat's going to be able to get away. Karapyss decides not to chase onto the tower, which is probably a good decision, because we saw Ustat capitalize once on Shard chasing into the tower, so and he almost capitalized again when Karapyss stuck around. Alright, looks like things are calming down a little bit. We do have a little bit of a lane change with the Shard going mid against the Undine. That's kind of an interesting decision. Undine has a 5-level advantage over the Shard. That's really a huge deal. And the Undine also has significantly more farm than the Shard. Although their rings are equally upgraded, so really it's just a level advantage. But the level advantage is a big deal, and if Shard gets herself caught out, it's going to be bad news for her. Karapyss was finding himself caught out a little bit, and Kyrie was charging her ultimate there, but ultimately decides against it. Balak very nearly misses the stun on the Chaos, and Chaos, with the help of Trovoc, is turning this around a little bit. They're going to go on the Tatiana. She's low on health, but she stuns the Chaos, and now Balak is going to turn and start attacking the Chaos. And and there's the ultimate coming down, and yeah, that's going to take Chaos out real quick. Now it's just Trovoc left, and you know he will certainly withstand quite a bit of damage from the Balak and the Tatiana, but ultimately he's not going to be able to kill him by himself. And there's the ultimate from Tatiana, and you know he stuck around just too. Oh man, it looks like he might just be able to make it away. Except here comes the Shard, and all Shard needs to do is use her ultimate, which is off cooldown, and she's trying to avoid using. Oh wow, she waited too long, and it doesn't actually kill him. Trovoc with the tier 3 blue might actually be able to make it away. He is getting chased by the Tatiana Shard, but here comes the Undine with the immobilize, and it looks like Shard is end up going to fall. Oh, and Trovoc kind of wasted a sig there, and Balak escaping with 10 health. Tatiana escaping with less than 500 health. If he had sig sooner, it might have been good. But he actually really didn't need to sig at all. He wanted to make sure that that Shard died, but she absolutely was going to die. Saw the Undine there using her ultimate to clear a little bit of creeps. I'm not sure why the Ustat was there taking him out. Just wanted a little bit of farm, I guess. Oh, Undine putting that totem down right on top of the Kyrie shield. She knows what's coming. I imagine that she saw the Kyrie walk into that bush because she was around. But Kyrie obviously doesn't know there's a totem in there, so she thinks she's going to have a good gank, but she's going to have to be careful because a quick immobilize and tide pool from the Undine could put her down a lot of damage. Take another quick look at the items and such. Trovoc going going quite tanky. Has also a decent amount of creep score for Trovoc. Balak is doing very well. 10 kills and 125 creep score at 16 minutes in. You know, he's got less than the 158, 159 that the Undine has, but Undine only has 1 kill and 1 assist. So she, despite being up over 30 creeps, she's down ultimately in creep score. Looks like Karapyss came down to have a little gank, and he did kill the Kyrie, but the Kyrie and Ustat were able to take. Oh god, they're just dying everywhere. So ultimately, in the past 30 seconds, Kyrie and Ustat have died for the red team, and Undine and Shard have died for the green team. There, now we're caught up. Looks like Balak and Tatiana are doing a little bit more farming. Tatiana is going with a support. Oh, she's not going with a support build, at least not so far. She has the boots of running and the ever-living phylactery. Both of those items are very good for her, and the spell power is nice. She hasn't been taking the last hit. She only has 5, and she only has 1 kill. So she doesn't have as much farm as a normal Tatiana might at this point in the game. Oh, and there's the Kaos getting caught out, and the Balak Q going down, and that's going to... Oh, the silence from the Trovoc on the Balak. Very good silence. Going to save that Kaos right there, because Balak was charging his ultimate up and was just about to take out the Kaos. Now Undine's coming in to try and help out a little bit. Green team does have this totem here, so they're going to be able to see if she came around, but she decides not to come around. She's instead just going to jungle. And then while I was watching that, somebody died. The Undine died. I think the Undine died down here. Kyrie and Ustat are actually doing a pretty good job catching up a little bit. You saw Kyrie charging ult. She's going to decide to do it again. Karapyss' ultimate is doing quite a bit of damage, though. However, it's not going to be able to do enough. Here comes the Shard. She's going to try and come in and pick up the double kill. Green team does have these totems here, so they know what's going on. But I think the Ustat's going to find himself in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, there goes the combo from Shard, and he does die almost immediately. Meanwhile, the Balak had died. Balak and Tatiana had died to... it looks like... maybe Undine, Trovoc, and Kaos all helped out on that double kill for them, for the green team, or for the red team rather, and that's very good because it's going to slow down the Balak a little bit, and that's really what they need to do. They really need to slow down the Balak because he's the one who's going to be doing the most of the damage late game. You know, all the other immortals for the green team do have damage potential, but Balak is the one who's fed right now, and Balak's the one that they need to stop. And there comes the Trovoc ult going down without anybody there. Tatiana does teleport in, and she puts the stun and her nuke on Kaos, but she gets immobilized, and then ultimate by Undine, and it melts her instantly. The Balak is also very low on health after he took the ultimate from the Undine as well. And Trovoc, you know, just doing his tanky thing. He gets immobilized, but he's just got so much armor. He's just able to stick in there and just walk around and soak up the damage while his allies try and do some long range hits. He is very low now, so he's gonna have to be careful. Now Kyrie's finding herself in a bad spot. Oh, very nice Q from Undine there, threading the needle through the right around the Shard to hit the Balak to force him to back up. So that little engagement ends with none of those 3 immortals dying for either side. Now everybody's backing up a little bit, healing up. Trovoc's going back to maybe purchase a little bit, get even tankier, because he actually did very nearly die. Meanwhile, the Ustat, from a distance, I'm not sure if he was working on that Undine before, but from a distance he does take out the Undine with his ultimate, except now he's found himself caught. He's stunned, he's popped up again, he's silenced. But you know what? He built the Vengeance Hood, which I'll show you in just a second, and it's kept him alive, and now the Kyrie ult's on the Karapyss, and he took so much damage from the tower, they're going to be able to kill Karapyss right there. So what looks like a sure kill for the green team ends up being potentially a double kill for the red team here, although it looks like Shard is going to be able to get away. She uses her Q and her shield. Trovoc's just soaking up this turret damage, but I just don't think that they're going to be able to catch her. Yeah, and they're not. They need to back up now, or they're going to find themselves getting caught out. However, yeah, the Creed has built up his resistances a little bit and got a little bit of extra health, and it actually saved him there, and is a really big deal because you know, he is able to he got the kill on the Undine, and then he got the assist on the Karapyss, and he's slowly working his way back into this game. Yes, he has 10 deaths, but most of those deaths were early, and he's working his way back in. It looks like he's about to get another kill on the Undine, who was focusing on doing damage to the very tanky Trovoc, and obviously was not able to kill her. Meanwhile, Balak and Tatiana are pushing on bot lane. The towers are only one different right now, but if red team's not careful, Balak is just going to start pushing towers very, very quickly. He and Tatiana have been mostly focused on their lane, but once they start roaming, it's going to be very easy for them to take out a lot of people, or take out a lot of towers. Excuse me. Shard was coming in for another gank on Ustat there. I guess she didn't learn her lesson from last time. But Ustat backs off before anything happens. And you saw the little bit of a stun go down there on Trovoc, and there's the ultimate from Tatiana, except she finds herself dying almost instantly when the Undine comes in and puts her combo down. Now the Balak has to run away, and Kyrie, you see Kyrie trying to put her ult down, but Balak's running just out of range, just quickly enough. They do take the turret down, though, so they're evening up the turrets. And red team, in fact, now with even turrets and even immortal kills, has the gold advantage. We have Trovoc standing in the middle of everything, taking a little bit more damage. Kyrie's about to ult somebody there, but thinks better of it when the Undine is about to put her combo down. Now Karapyss is getting pushed back by the Trovoc, and there goes the Kyrie ult, and that does take the Karapyss down. Meanwhile, Ustat was pushing this bot turret, so that's not down. So red team now has a turret advantage, and they're about to have a much bigger gold advantage than I think has been had by either side in this game at all. You saw the Undine ult going down, and Undine's just doing so much damage and takes the Shard down. Trovoc trying to push the other Undine back. However, she is slowed enough from the Kaos's RE. Now Kyrie's getting herself caught out a little bit. Here comes the Balak ult, and it does take her down. It does so much damage. It takes that Kyrie down, which is very good. The green team definitely needed to kill one of those immortals there, because they need to be able to stop this push. They don't want their base tower to get pushed. The combo of Tatiana and Balak pushing them back just enough to buy that team a little bit more time. Now Tatiana walking by a Trovoc, who is jungling a little bit here. Tatiana, however, is not going to be able to do nearly enough damage to this Trovoc by herself. She actually is just buying some time until the Balak comes. However, there's the cross-map ult from the Ustat. Here comes the Undine. The Undine could very quickly kill that Tatiana, except she spends so much time focused on the Tatiana. She does take the Tatiana out with her Warmth Ring. However, Balak is also able to take out the Undine, and now Balak's going to be able to take out the Trovoc as well. I think he's going to be able to take out the Trovoc. Trovoc, with that tier 3 blue, is able to run away. Balak stuns the Chaos, but Trovoc had less than 100 health, and Balak, who does over 200 auto attack damage, was not able to kill him because of that tier 3 blue move speed bonus got him away just in time. And here's Ustat pushing another tower, just getting himself further and further into this game with more and more farm. You know, he got in such a big hole early, but he's showing that a big hole doesn't mean you can't come back. You just have to play smart. And he's made his mistakes, but now he's on a 2 kill and one assist streak, and he's got 100 creep kills. He's just working his way back into this game. You know, it goes to show that if you don't give up and you keep trying, you can work back into the game. You have to play smart, and you have to have a good team with you, but you can get back into the game. And the red team was in quite a bit of a hole early, but now they are coming back, and it looks like they might be about to take the red buff, and that could seal the deal for them. It definitely could with 2 carries and Kyrie, who also scales off auto attack damage. getting the red buff could be a huge deal for them. And they could follow up with the blue buff. Well, it looks like the green team might be trying to take the blue buff themselves. However, Undine is getting herself caught out here and dies instantly to a couple ultimates dropping from the green team. You saw the Ustat throw his spear. The red team is able to secure the red buff, and green team's going to use this time to try and secure the blue buff. However, it's just Tatiana and Balak, and Tatiana is not exactly the greatest tank in the world. She's got a good amount of armor. Here now they've got some backup though. Now they should be able to take this out before the red team comes. However, red team is using this opportunity to push the bot lane, and they take out the shard while green team is focused on this buff, and they also take out the turret. So green team did get that buff, and it's going to help their Tatiana and their Karapyss and their Undine out quite a bit. But they absolutely need to defend this push that's happening, although now it's not actually happening. Red team decides to back off. I'm not really sure why. They definitely had the numbers to push there, but luckily for the green team, they decided to back off. And Balak was just doing a little bit of jungle there. He's going to back off now. Take a quick look at the items. Ultimately, Tatiana is going with a support build. She's got the armor of King Curtis now, and she has 13 assists, still only 5 creep kills. She's very clearly going in a support role, helping that Balak out as much as she can. Her cleanse is really great. It's a very good support item. We don't really have any supports for the red team, which could actually end up hurting them a little bit. They do have a tank, a very good tank in Trovoc, and they've got 2 carries, but if one of them gets caught out, winning a 4-on-5 is going to be very difficult. As long as the green team doesn't get caught by a very good Trovoc ult, bad for the green team, they should be able to win team fights because they do have so much damage from the Balak and the Undine, and even damage from the Tatiana as well. Shard does have a decent amount of creep kills, and she does have a ring, but she has not been able so far to put a little damage. And Kyrie, exactly what I was talking about. Kyrie gets caught out there, and Undine uses her ult to try and save Kyrie, but it didn't really matter because the ult by itself isn't going to do enough damage to take anybody out, especially since she missed the Balak, who is by far the squishiest member of the team. So now it is a 4-on-5 for the green team, in the green team's favor, and that is just a huge advantage for them. I'm not sure that the red team can win this fight unless green team makes a big mistake. And Tatiana got caught out a little bit there. There's a huge ult from the Undine, which was already off cooldown. It doesn't matter though because he's just not able to do enough damage. There's the ult from the Trovoc, which should save him. Kaos did die there, and it looks like Shard might be about to die to the Ustat. Although here comes Tatiana to stun the Ustat and save the Shard. The Karapyss is ready to pop somebody up, and he does in fact pop 2 people up. And there's the ult from Tatiana, and it helps take the Trovoc out. Undine is doing tons and tons of damage, and she was able to take out the other Undine as well as the Karapyss there. But it ultimately doesn't matter because green team having that advantage going into the fight was able to keep it throughout, and is now going to be able to push the mid a little bit. And they're shortening the gold gap that was there. And they're going to be able to push the second tower. I think they're going to be able to push the second tower. Balak still has more than enough health that he can pretty much tower dive and just take out the Kyrie if she had stayed. Instead, she's going to run. Oh, they're just going to go straight forward, and they do take her out. I'm pretty sure the Shard might die, and she does die right there. So now Balak and Tatiana are going to be able to take out this turret. No one for the red team. Or we have Kaos up in 5 seconds. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to take out this next tower before Kaos comes. Balak is much more farmed than the Kaos though, and he's got better items. He's got a better kit right now. So if the Kaos, they do take the turret out before Kaos even gets there. So, but if Kaos decides to go in by himself, he will die to the Balak, especially because he is not invisible when Balak puts his Q down, and Balak all game has been very good about putting his Q down. Now the red team starts to get back up, and green team decides to back off a little bit. Looks like Balak's going to take out some of the red team jungle, which is a very nice tactic to use when you have just pushed and you're backing up. If you take out the opponent's jungle, then it makes it very difficult for them to have anything to do, because often they get caught out a little bit. Balak might find himself get caught out here, but he will not. You saw the Undine put down a totem, or maybe the red team put down a totem, so the green team totem died there. Both sides have been relatively active on the totems, and it's been pretty even. Hasn't really favored anyone's side so much. We have a little bit of an interesting fight going on here. We have the very tanky Trovoc, who doesn't do a lot of damage, against the relatively tanky Karapyss, who can do a lot of damage, but isn't building a spell power build, so he's building pure tank. He's not going to be putting out too much damage to anybody. He's pretty much there to have a little bit of CC for his team. Shard putting a totem down and very nearly getting caught out. The Ustat did not snare her there. And there's the pop-up from the Karapyss. Oh, wow, that was an amazing ult by Shard. It did so much AoE damage. The mobilize from the Undine is going to save Ustat. And there's the ult from Undine as well, who's again just doing a lot of damage. She does take the Tatiana out with her combo. There's the Sig from the Shard. That's going to bring the Trovoc and the Undine down. There's the ult from Balak on the Ustat, and so now it's a team wipe for the green team on the red team, and I'm relatively certain they can push it to win right here. The red team doesn't have anybody up very soon. As long as with the 3 members that they have, the red team or the green team shouldn't have any problem ending this right now. And I think that's what both monoliths are down now. Shard is relatively low on health, but Balak's got a lot of DPS. Balak got quite a bit of DPS, and he's going to be able to take out this shrine before anybody gets up. And you see the victory sig by the Karapyss there, but that is game. And it's a very close game. The green team had a very, very big advantage going early in the game, but they did lose it. And red team, if they lost 2 team fights in a row, and if they hadn't lost either of those team fights, I think they would have been able to win the game. But ultimately, they lost both of them, and they did lose the game. So congratulations to both teams again, and everybody have a good night.